कर्टन्स लावते का? कर्टन्स लावून घे बरं. वासाने परत शिंका चालू व्हायच्या. शिंका चालू होते.
YouTube लिंक मैम जनरेट हो गया है.
ओके.
So I am sharing it with you on your WhatsApp.
तो अभी बैंडविड्थ ठीक है? Because
Yes ma'am, it's fine.
हाँ.
Just a second.
तो आपने YouTube लिंक जनरेट किया क्या?
Yes ma'am, I am sharing it with everyone.
ओके. तो आप मुझे ना वो दूसरे वाले जो अपना 94 वाला नंबर है ना, उस पे भी मैसेज कर दीजिए तो मैं अपने स्टेटस पे डाल देती हूँ.
हाँ मैम. Hello everyone. Am I audible to everyone? You can respond.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Let's wait for 2 more minutes and we will admit all the participants who have registered. And one more thing, if someone is unable to join in on Zoom, I have shared one YouTube link as well on which you can see the live webinar over there on the YouTube channel.
उसका इलाज करते हैं बेटा श्रीकांत हमारे आश्रम के बच्चों को किसी चीज की चिंता करने की जरूरत नहीं
Okay, everyone. Very good morning to all.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Hope you all are doing well, enjoying your quarantine days with your family, your beloved ones. Okay, so here we will move forward with this today's webinar. Thank you all for registering at the Google form which you were be forwarded, and thank you for registration. And I have shared those links to all the participants who have registered. And moving on to this, I would like to wish everyone a very thank you for registering, and those who have gathered here as well for today's webinar, which is titled Importance of Ergonomics and Correct Dosage of Exercise in the Field of Physiotherapy. Before we start our session, I would like to give few instructions to all the participants who have joined here. Very first is keep yourself muted. Only the host and the speaker will be on unmute mode. Rest of all will be on the mute mode as well. Second, keep your video off so that there won't be any disturbance to the speaker as well during the session. You can write down your queries in the chat section, in which you will be given various options, whether you want to send message to everyone or to a specific, to the host or to specifically to the doctor. But I would request you send queries to me only, to the host or Bhavik Javeri, so that I will note it down and I will ask the individual to ask their queries individually to the our speaker, and queries will be discussed at the end of the session. Okay, so here we are proceeding further with the introduction of our today's speaker, that is Dr. Aditi Kulkarni from Pune. Dr. Aditi is the director of Be Active Physiotherapist and Ergonomic Clinic in Pune. She completed her graduation from Pravara Institute of Medical Science, Loni, Maharashtra. She completed her fellowship in sports science and cardiac rehab from Martin Luther Christian University, Meghalaya. She has an experience of more than 9 years in the field of physiotherapy. Dr. Aditi is actively involved in educating people about physiotherapy and ergonomics by conducting camps, ergonomic workshops, and to corporate industries. She has mastered herself in various manual therapy approaches. As a consultant ergonomist, Dr. Aditi and her colleagues are involved in the designing of new products and could work in an environment such as defense, energy, health and safety, IT and manufacturing and transport industry by scientifically studying relationship between people, environments and equipments. By this, we all can think that Dr. Aditi has a very different way of working in the field of physiotherapy. On behalf of Srimad Rajchandra College of Physiotherapy, I heartily welcome Dr. Aditi on this webinar. With this, I request Dr. Aditi to take on the webinar further with her vast knowledge and experience. Over to you, Dr. Aditi.
Thank you so much, Dr. Bhavik. It was a very nice introduction. Hello, everyone. How are you all? Hope you are enjoying your quarantine days. Everything is going well at your side. Stay home, stay safe. Okay. So let me introduce a little bit part about ergonomics and exercise medicine. Right now, we are going to discuss in this today's webinar session is about ergonomics and exercise medicine. That means the dosage. What are the correct dosage for the people and how you're going to decide in your daily routine practices whenever you are going to practice professionally. That time, I would like to just thank everyone. So in between there are people are joining still. Do we have to wait for that?
Just a second, ma'am.
Huh.
Ma'am, do one thing. You change the host.
Okay.
Okay, so I will be accepting that and you can continue with your session.
Okay, so how exactly it is going to be? Admit?
No, ma'am. There will be more option will be there in that you have to select change host.
Change host.
So
there are options, sir, for the record, disconnect audio, chat, enable audio, and meeting setting. So shall I go in the meeting setting?
Yes, ma'am.
Lock, waiting room, chat. I guess so.
Ma'am, you just you click on participants in which my name will be showing.
Right.
And in that, more option will be there. You click on that and more option will be there. Okay.
Okay. So I will make myself as a host. I guess, sir, from your end, you have to give me as a host authority.
Yes.
Because you're already host,
yes,
na?
Yes,
that's
you
why.
can proceed. I have already made you.
Okay, you did it, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, sir. So you keep accepting the invitation, right? So we were introducing myself. Sir has little bit given my introduction, and I'm going to introduce a little bit about this today's topic, which is ergonomics along with dosages, the correct dosages of exercises in the daily practices when we are practicing in the clinical setup. So first of all I want to say thank you to Dr. Lee, Dr. Shivram, Dr. Majid, Dr. Reddy, Dr. Achita, who are the people behind establishing all this clinical exercise medicine council. Also, I would like to thank each and every participant in the first batch of exercise medicine in India. I'm very fortunate enough to be the part of that. And that's why the little bit of theory I have learned and I'm still practicing and I'm still implementing in my clinic. So I'm giving whichever the knowledge I have with me, I'm going to share it with you today. Today, we are going to discuss more in detail about the ergonomics and the introductory part about exercise medicine and the dosages. Okay, let me take you to the PPT. If any doubts, anything, you just have to raise your query. Sir will be able to answer that. If you are not able to hear, you just have to let me know immediately. Yes. When we are saying ergonomics, in the layman language, when the patients are coming to you, we have to understand that you are going to take it as ergonomics as a posture. Ergonomics, that is, spine is going to be the S curvature. Whatever may be the activities you are going to do it in the daily routine is going to be with the T. That I'm going to show it to you. That person is lifting T. Then he is turning his neck and he is standing on his toes. And at the same point of time, there behind is the brown colored footwear. The whole thing, entire thing, which I'm going to tell you today, that whatever may be the activities you're going to do it in the daily routine, you're supposed to do it with the S curvature of the spine. That means the natural curvature of the spine. So this particular picture is indicating that if the lifting is there, if you're wearing a proper footwear, if you're turning, you're standing, whatever may be the activities of daily living you're going to do, you're supposed to maintain your curvature S. And this is the same thing which you have to teach to your patients as well. Unless and until the spine, that means the mother joint, is not into the neutral posture, you will not be able to get the 100% result with the other joints. That means the knee, elbow, or if you're treating your wrist, or otherwise you're treating just the cervical spine, lumbar spine, or the thoracic spine, or otherwise the hip joint and the ankle joint. The entire body structure is dependent on the nerves which we are treating with the spinal structures. Whenever we consider ergonomics, that means ergonomics is a Greek word. That means it's a verb. You must have learned in the community section. Ergo means work and nomai means how to do it. That means it has its own natural law, how to do it. It differs from person to person, individual to individual. In the International Ergonomic Association has adopted a technical definition for this. That means every ergonomist should know what exactly ergonomics is all about. We can say ergonomics is as a human factor, is a scientific discipline concerned with the understanding of the interactions among the human and the other elements of the system. So other elements of the system is simply preparing chapati as well, or can be his professional life. So, and the profession that applies theory, principle, data, and the methods to design in order to optimize human well-being and overall system performance. Ergonomist is that whenever you are going to understand that simple science of posture, the science of fitting the job to the person instead of forcing a person to fit the job. That means that simply when you are going to stand on a particular workstation, you should understand what are the angles that are applicable for that particular task. If you are going to do that particular task for your comfort, and you are going to spend hours and hours into that professional lifestyle for the throughout your life, you should understand the angling of the elbow, you should understand the angling from the hip, you should understand the angling from the spine, and at the same point of time, you should maintain your physical and the mental well-being. This is what we are going to treat. This is how we are going to train our patients as well as the people who are going to come to you to learn ergonomics in the industrial setup. Ergonomist can be a physiotherapist, or ergonomics is now coming as a specialized field where in India, in UK, then even not many countries in abroad are providing the specifications into ergonomics. As a specialized in ergonomics, that person takes the education and become an ergonomist. I am basically a physiotherapist who focused on the more ergonomics because at the time of my practice, I understood if I'm not giving them the correct posture, unless and until patients are into correct posture, I won't be able to give the 100% result from me. That's why I learned all these skills and I started implementing in my practical field as well. So the physiotherapist or the person who is academically qualified to practice the science of ergonomics, who called as an ergonomist. Whenever we are into the demand field, that means can be the IT industry, can be any kind of a sort, which are the household core or the any field, whichever require your all the job demands. Job demands can be mental, can be physical. Whenever the worker's capability or the capacity we have to identify, we have to assess with the exercise medicine. That means you are going to assess each and every part of that particular system of that particular body. That means the musculoskeletal system, cardiovascular system, nervous system, mental health, as well as the physical health. That whole entire thing you are going to assess, which is that's why recently learning that exercise medicine in detail, that dosage, the particular thing you have to learn, you have to generate that particular report of that particular person, and then according to the based on that you automatically come to know the particular employee's capabilities, and then you are going to make sure that person is going to fulfill all the job demands on his capacity way. So the job demands can be varies from person to person, from the industry to industry. So we are going to go and assess his work on his own and in that particular team, the way he is working with the team, the way he is working as an individual. And the ergonomics can also work as a health and safety specialist in corporate as well as in the health industry. Whenever the ergonomist is going to be considered, the role of that particular ergonomist can be in the hospital and in the healthcare industry, can be the medicine industry, the physiotherapy, or can be the ergonomics and physiotherapy go hand in hand in the treating the pathological conditions like musculoskeletal disorders or other non-communicable diseases or any kind of a neurological conditions or the activities of daily living in the daily practices. Whenever we consider the ergonomics involves the major role in the industry nowadays. The ergonomic evolution and the training of the patients in the general population. This is the utmost on priority as we are going to become practitioners in the future. And as I'm implementing all these things on the daily basis in my clinic, I personally prefer to evaluate the patient condition first in the ergonomic point of view. Then the second history goes to the physiotherapy point of view. The third history goes with the exercise medicine point of view. And then I train the patients in the general, overall condition and their well-being. So that means you are going to train them with the sleeping posture, sitting posture, standing posture, walking posture, stair climbing posture, how to cycle, how to jog on the treadmill. These are the simple things comes in the training of the patients and the general population. Whenever you're training the manpower, like simply if you're doing an industrial audit, if you're going and entering there, you have to understand what are the tools, machineries, how many hours they are going to walk, how they are holding that particular instrument, and what are the job requirements and the duration of that particular industry where the people are working. So when we are training that manpower in general in the mob, you are just going to spend a 15 to 20 minutes. That many minutes you are having in your hand. But at the same point of time, if you're thorough with your evaluation part in the industrial way, you are able to train the manpower in that particular task automatically with the correct posture. Ergonomic auditing is some of the thing which is very much upcoming in India, that industry people are calling physiotherapist or the ergonomist for the auditing purpose. You have to go, visit, analyze, evaluate, and give them the particular evaluation sheet which you already have learned in the community section. Those are the sheets. I'm in the end of the session also I'm going to share it with you. These are the ones which are coming in trend and applicable in the practical point of view as well. So those are the sheets you have to use in the daily basis, and you can do the auditing as well as give the submit to report to the industrial way. Now the ergonomic testing. This simple ergonomic testing and the development of ergonomic solutions and the product designing is go hand in hand. Whenever you are into one setup, like you can just go for the ophthalmology field. The person who is doing the cataract or the phaco or the LASIK or the smile kind of an advanced technology like with the laser, that particular machine setup is designed by the ergonomist. So when the ophthalmologist or any kind of even the medical person or the other industry people are going to hold that particular tool with the grip or otherwise with the spinal structures, they have to put a lot of pressure when they are putting out any kind of when they are doing any operative interventions. That time the utmost important is the posture of that surgeon, so that he'll be in the complete comfortable posture for the throughout the session. As well as in the industrial setup, that person should be in a complete attention only with the brain, not with the posture. That whole things and entire setup we are going to learn in ergonomic testing, development of the ergonomic solutions, and the product designing. Why ergonomics is so important? I started taking the webinars and the sessions even in the industrial area. Why nowadays people call people as in the ergonomics factor, and they are giving so much importance to it. Whenever we are into the ergonomics, you automatically start following the postures. Your energy conservations will be more, as well as you are going to be in the more peace of mind. Your physical health and a well posture. So the more conservative, you will be more productive, you will be more creative at your work. So you will be able to give your 100% from your end at the time of giving the ergonomic training. Now a little bit introduction about the exercise medicine and then combination of the physiotherapy and exercise medicine in our daily practices. I'm going to tell you now. Why exercise medicine is coming in so much upfront. Now everyone is aware that COVID, because of the COVID only we are in the lockdown position. COVID is something related to the respiratory conditions. There are many ratios also we are able to find out. Now there are some people who are able to recover and there are some people who are dying with the COVID. The people who are into the complete fitness of the respiratory system as well as the cardiovascular system are having a more chances of getting fast recovery. Whenever we consider the exercise medicine, that means the non-communicable diseases, dynamic balances, osteoporotic conditions, depressions, and kind of a prostate cancer. These are some of the conditions which we can definitely give a 100% result or the 70 to 90% results and the patient with the exercise medicine. When now this is the WHO ratio, I have taken these kind of PPT slides from the Dr. Lee's PPT where he was a teacher when I was his student in Hyderabad while learning exercise medicine. There are 9 targets from the WHO for the 2025. Is the successful implementation of the global action plan will contribute to. So what are the actions which we are implementing in India? This is something which is focused on the Indian way. because 10% reduction in the prevalence of the insufficient physical activity. So in short, I'm going to tell you about this particular slide. In India, there are many people who don't even bother to do a simple exercise like walking also in everyday position, everyday day-to-day life. So at least to make Indian people less inactive is our ratio. So making less inactive, that means the way I mentioned, there are dynamic tests, there are many static tests like a 3-minute stepper test, there are many dynamometer tests, even the hand grip test we are going to do. We are going to find out the cardiovascular fitness, we are going to find out the musculoskeletal fitness of that particular person. Then the rest with the same, we are going to make sure about the flexibility of that person. Based on that particular thing, we are going to calculate the it's our target heart rate, then the resting heart rate. Along with the same, there are going to be the flexibility assessment. The whole report is going to get generated. And along with the same, you are going to implement the ergonomic postures to strengthen their muscles in the corrected way. And that particular protocol, you're going to tell your patients to perform at home for minimum 3 to 5 days. So automatically this inactivity will become less active, less inactivity phase. Then the less inactivity to the active phase. This is how we are going to tell our patients to come into the complete active state, or otherwise the layman. You can just go and conduct the sessions with the ergonomics and the exercise medicine in the even the joggers park. You can just go there and you can tell them about this is your concept. You want them to make it active, but these are the step-by-step things you are going to do with them, and this is how you are going to go ahead in the future professional life. NCD death in India, that means the non-communicable diseases. What are non-communicable diseases? The cardiac, respiratory, or some sort of an osteoporotic or the mental stress, these are comes under the NCD. That means the non-communicable diseases. It is not going to transfer from one person to another person, like simply diabetes, hypertension, then even the thyroid, some sort of time is the prostate cancer. So those are the things comes under the non-communicable. Like India, our India my mother diabetic, my father was diabetic, I'm a hypertensive. The simply they are going to blame on the ancestors. Yes, they were carrying those many diseases. That's why I'm also having those in my genes, and that's why I'm saying that this is my history. No, we can stop all these things. Even the cancer, stroke, chronic respiratory diseases, diabetes, cardiovascular diseases, you can keep under control if your ancestors are having this history in your lifetime. You just have to make sure that you are going to be in the proper dosages of an exercise which is actually accepted by the body, by the complete assessment, by the physiotherapy point of view, and even the fitness point of view, as well as you can start following and adapting the good postural habits in the workplace. So automatically the energy conservation, mental health, as well as your physical health is going to get maintained, and together we can prevent the non-communicable death in India. The lifestyle diseases, that means definitely how you sit at the time of eating. That also makes a lot of difference. That means the sitting posture, which we are going to learn in ergonomics, which we teach in ergonomics, how to sit and how to stand, how to jog, how to walk. At the same point of time, what kind of a food you're having in, at the time of your daily activities. Like simply sleeping posture. Sleeping posture also helps to get completely recovery along with the exercise medicine fitness program. That how you sleep also makes a lot of difference. Like if the sound sleep is not there, automatically your mental anxiety is going to get increased. You will not be able to pay full attention in your daily routine, and n number of diseases you have to face on the daily basis. Whenever the person is in the stress, automatically they get get lot many addictions like tobacco chewing or otherwise cigarette smoking, and some sort of a time is in alcohol or the drug abuse. Those many things you can prevent or tell that person to not to do it just with the help of ergonomic postures, stress management, as well as with the you can do it along with the exercise. That you have the correct respiratory and the cardiac report along with the muscular neurological conditions in the addiction. Getting involved only in the drug conditions, you just have to find out that exact report. You have to start working on those muscles along with them for the sleeping, sitting, standing, walking, jogging. As soon as they will start getting the more amount of energy along with the modification with the nutrition, automatically they will start paying full attention to themselves. They'll come out of that anxiety, the depression, and slowly things will start improving, and you can give the 100% result to your patients with the proper cardiac conditioning and the fitness point of view. So the changing lifestyle. Like every day, we supposed to tell the patients who are above 18 to age group between 40 to 45 up to the 60. Like every day, minimum 45 minutes walk and 10 minutes cycling or stair climbing or this half an hour, alternate day. Swimming is advisable for every person. Can be the female, can be the male. As per the availability of the fitness things, whichever is around you, you can do those things. The second important part is the respiratory exercises, which you have to do it on a daily basis. Can be the Anulom Vilom. You can do some spirometer exercises at home. As you are not able to go outside in the this thing, you can attend n number of lifestyle modifications and the changing classes which are available free of cost on the internet. That also you can do it. Or otherwise, walking. The walk sessions are also there. 45 minutes walk, 30 minutes walk, 15 minutes walk. As per based on your assessment, you can do it and tell your patients to do it at your home as well. Whenever the government encourages exercises, the medical doctors advises and prescribe exercises. And even the obesity, which is also one of the factors getting increased on a daily basis in the kids as well as in the adults. Why this is getting so much becoming the concern in India and even in the abroad is because the eating habits as well as the stress management is not getting handled properly by the people. So this is totally based on the exercise medicine. That means the prescription by the physiotherapist or the specialized person in the exercise medicine who is going to prescribe based on the assessment of their workstation as well as along with the fitness exercises. The World Authority encourages exercises. Right now, also in the COVID, one of the researchers have published the people who are more obese are getting more affected by the COVID. So that particular thing also we have to take it into consideration. Every day the evolution is happening. Every day the new updates are coming. Based on that, you have to design your protocol. You have to design your exercise medicine as well as the ergonomics where you have to implement into that. So automatically the mental and the physical health is going to get maintained. Everyone knows what exercise can do for you, but to many of the people, they always ask what exactly and how exactly it is going to work and why it is not working for me. There are so many people come to me, hey, Aditi, this is something which I'm facing on a daily basis. I'm doing so much of efforts. I'm doing n number of exercises, variety of exercises. I'm not eating also. I'm starving like anything. Still, my obesity is not reducing. My diet control I'm following. Still, my diabetic levels are not coming down. My cardiorespiratory fitness is not increasing. Sometimes they keep complaining about the knee pain. They are having because the orthopedics are sending you those many things to you, and they are telling in the prescription that reduce weight. And you just have to take the physiotherapy in that particular point of view, as well as in the strengthening of the muscles. But where exactly they are going wrong, or where exactly we are going wrong? As a professional, I always think that we are going wrong. Whenever we are considering the person is not improving, there must be some missing link which we are not treating that particular ring in a proper way, and that's why we have to give up with that patient. Never do that. Always remember, if the obesity is there, that means the all analytical factors and the professional factors you have to take into consideration. That's why the first important part, as I said, is the ergonomic point of view assessment. The second is going to be the physiotherapy point of view assessment. The third is going to be the exercise medicine point of view assessment. And after doing that full assessment of that particular patient or the particular kid, you automatically come to know where exactly that person. The exercise medicine is not actually applicable to the kids, but definitely you know what are the fitness protocols you can take it in the sports point of view for the kids. So those many things you have to identify and actually start working on those muscles or those systems so that that person will get 100% result, and you will be able to show them how exactly these things are going to work out in the positive manner for them. Because if you're going to show the result, automatically the patients or the people are going to get encouraged, and they are going to be in a more positive way coming towards your clinic. Whenever we consider as a prescription for the exercise medicine, that time the specific type and the dosages is utmost on priority. Specific types, that means it is dependent on the age group, it is dependent on the person's capacity, that is the capability which I just mentioned about the calculating the things, and then you're going to produce the result, and then you're going to show it to them. Based on that, we are going to work on that muscles and the fitness protocols. And the specific types also dependent on the, can be the TheraBand exercises for the people who are having a lean body muscle mass, can be the strengthening purpose, that means the body weights you can, I mean the cuff weights or the dumbbells you can use for that particular patient. You can decide as per your requirement, as per the availability, whichever is there in your clinic, as well as the requirement which is by the patient as well, the body fitness condition as well as the pathological condition which he is going through. And the dosages is that frequency, intensity, that means the strength, and it can be individualized. Frequencies, that means all I can say, I mean, recently I've started thrice a week for my patient, not everyday exercises for patients, and it has started giving me a wonderful result. That means patients are getting enough amount of rest as well as the muscles started working in a positive manner and they're accepting the protocol which we are treating them. The intensity, that means, and the strength, that means it is dependent on the fitness protocol assessment report, and based on that you are going to tell that patient to lift the particular body weight, the hand grip, that means the dynamometer you're going to use, and you're going to find out the dyna for that particular patient, then find out the intensity which is going to be applicable for that particular patient. Even the intensity you can decide on the treadmill, even the intensity you can decide for the elliptical, you can decide about the even cross tires or the even the whichever, if the simple cycle is available in your clinic, you can do that also. Even the strength training based on the TheraBand, I mean the yellow, then the red, green, blue, black, silver, based on that particular thing, or the tube bands you can use, or otherwise you can simply go for the strength training with the dumbbells with the different group of muscles along with the fitness, even the fitness gym kind of a thing you can set up in your clinic setup, and you can start working on that muscle. Or it can be an individualized. There are many celebrity people come to our clinic whenever they want individualized training based on their particular group of muscle, based on their profession. So according to the same, you can design the protocol, give the exact dosages, frequency, and the intensity. And along with that, you have to design the specific type for that particular person. You can consider the example of the diabetic or the hypertensive, or can be the cardiovascular, or can be the respiratory conditions. Like recently, I've treated the pneumonia patient who was at home, but I was treating them on the internet, I mean the Zoom calls at their Zoom sessions. The first initially we have done with the non-weight, then with the simple weights, and then with the complete weight bearing, then with the strength training. Along with the frequencies they have now increased, and that person has fully recovered from the pneumonia and as well as the full recovery along with the respiratory conditions. Now he started doing the cycling, and the fortunate part, he got the discharge. He immediately started the physiotherapy. We did the full assessment. I first started initially with the ergonomic assessment. I taught him the good postures, how to sleep, and how to drain that particular fluid inside the lungs. And then accordingly, he developed his full strength. And now we are into the fitness protocol on the daily, or we can say in a every week basis, because he's performing every alternate day at home. His age is almost around above 80, and he is fully into back to the routine at this age as well. So that means these are the things that are actually possible with the physiotherapy, ergonomics, along with the exercise medicine point of view. These are some of the bad habits. That's why the physiotherapy, exercise medicine, or the correct dosages, or the even the ergonomics come into the play. Wherever the person is sleeping, if the person is not taking the proper thickness of the pillow, sleeping in an awkward thickness of the mattress or in an awkward posture without taking the proper support system, or otherwise while getting up from the bed, giving a sudden jerk and getting up, leaning on a one side, or just simply sitting by the C shape of the spine. Even at the time of eating, that person is sitting with the C curvature of the spine, leaning in front of the wash basin with the C curvature of the spine. Automatically, all the body postures are going to come into an awkward postures, and at the time of your relaxation also there will be no relaxation. All the muscle group are excessively working, and the energy conservation will be very less, and automatically the mental strain is going to get increased. Like simply working on the laptop, never keep your feet straight. Always take the pillow below your thigh. There will be no support system is required for the back support. Automatically your spine comes into the neutral, your hip goes into the anteversion, and you will be fully supported, and you will be able to pay full attention for the throughout your session. There are other multidisciplinary natures of the ergonomics are industrial, can be in the aeronautic engineering, can be in the mobile industry nowadays, can be in the X-ray machines, or there are n number of industrial area where the ergonomics and the physiotherapy requirements are there. In the multidisciplinary nature of the ergonomics, we have to consider the anatomy and the physiology. That means the person who is working in that particular industry, you have to understand which group of the muscles and which are the systems are going to get more active in that industry. Like if you are going to consider any pharmaceutical industry, there has to be there are n number of chemicals are getting generated. Their smell is continuously going into their lungs, and as well as they have to lift n number of containers for the shifting purpose. They are continuously climbing up and climbing down the stairs, or otherwise they have to do a lot of bending work just to understand what the drug is doing. So there are many factors are associated with many kinds of an industry. This is just an example I'm giving. So what are the muscles you have to activate is the shoulder group of muscle, the spine group of muscle, as well as the strength training for the lower legs of the muscle. So you can do it with the particular TheraBand exercises, and the physiology you can get it done with the exercise, increasing the respiratory along with the musculoskeletal system capacity. So this is how you have to assess, you have to evaluate, and based on that anatomy and the physiology point of view, you have to tell them how to do that. The medicine, anthropology, biomechanics, engineering psychology. These are another factors which are multidisciplinary natures of the ergonomics. Anthropology and biomechanics is utmost on priority. Engineering psychology is one of the vast field which you can consider whenever you are considering ergonomics as a specialization. You can design tool, you can manufacture on your own, you can supply to the industry, as well as you can give it as a particular assessment, or you can work in that firm as an ergonomist, or you can go into the design colleges and become the teacher for the biomechanics, anthropology, engineering, or the engineering psychology. Whenever the ergonomic concepts we consider, that time the workstation design, material handling limits, visual and auditory task design, and the tool design comes in coordination. So whenever the coordination of the tool design along with the material handling limitations are going to get considered, the workstation design and visual auditory task automatically get managed. That time the person's anatomy is going to be in a more the more active is going to be there, because person's anatomy has to give the full support system for that particular tool design as well as the material handling. Like in generally in India, whenever I'm taking the evaluation, they consider that 5'2" to at least 5'10", those many height people, the male and the female ratio is definitely is more into the detail. But whenever we are going to consider this much is the height, based on that you have to understand the biomechanics and even the anthropology, as well as even the workstation designing. And based on that only you have to understand the grip strength as well as the tools which they are going to use, how to give the support system for that, and how they'll be able to use that tool in the 45-degree or the 90-degree or the more than 90, that means the precision work, light work, or the heavy work kind of a way. Ergonomic risk factors, whenever we are considering the repetition, awkward postures, forceful exertion, static postures, mechanical contact, stress, temperature, and the vibration. So whenever we are considering the repetitions, that means, as I just mentioned, you are going to give them the exercise medicine fitness assessment report. Based on that, you have to work on that particular group of muscles which are going to come into continuous repetition. The second important factor comes as an ergonomic point of view, because that person is going to be in an awkward posture, or can be because of the awkward postures, the repetitions are more. That particular repetition you can reduce it by maintaining the correct angling with that particular workstation, as well as maintaining the good strength of that particular person. The awkward postures and a forceful exertion and static postures can be avoided by giving any kind of a shock absorber mat or cap. There are n number of tools which are designed by the ergonomist all over the world. You can suggest those particular thing in your report, and as well as you can tell that industry to invest into that particular thing if it is required for that particular employee. And the mechanical contact, stress, temperature, and the vibration also gives the important, gives a lot of impact on that person's performance in the industrial area, or can be in the IT industry as well. We can consider wherever the stress factor, the temperature is not optimum maintained, or the vibratory tools are there, automatically it is going to directly conserve your more amount of energy. So at the time of your work, also your muscles are working more as compared to your brain. So the whole amount of blood supply is going to get separated from it is going to get distributed unequally, and because of that the person's stress levels are decreasing, and you ultimately nowhere, because the performance of that particular industry you cannot control, and it is going to decrease day by day. But by being in coordination and being in ergonomic postures along with the strength training, with the exercise medicine fitness point of view or the physiotherapy point of view, you can avoid these risk factors, and you can combine these risk factors with the fitness level. Whenever the awkward postures, we put unnecessary strain on your spine, we consider that way. Like there are n number of people come to our clinic that it's a normal disc and there are degenerative disc, the bulging disc, the herniated disc, or the thinning of the disc, or the disc degeneration and osteophyte formation. These are some of the commonest conditions people visit our clinic, because as we are a physiotherapist, the assessment is going to be there for sure. The muscular assessment is going to be there. We are going to find out by the MRI reports or the X-ray reports, and we are going to tell them, this is your condition and this is how we are going to treat by strengthening your muscles. But the utmost on priority, you need to understand if that is the postural strain which is causing these many factors aggravation. That means the 7 cervical and the 5 lumbar are meant for the shock absorption. The 12 thoracic, sacrum and coccyx are the structural stability. So if the person is sitting in an awkward posture, that person must be putting the strain on the sacrum and the coccyx, which ideally should not. It has to be on the butt muscles. Or otherwise, the 7 cervical and the 5 lumbar are continuously into the bending posture. There will be the continuous traction force is going to get applied. And because of that, there is a continuous lengthening of that particular whole spine is going to happen. That means the cervical up to the coccyx, everything is connected. Everywhere there is a shock absorption material, that means the disc is available, and you have to understand the natural anatomical structure which you can give at the time of their workstation and understand the work requirement of that particular person. Automatically these particular conditions you can prevent into the further damage of that particular spine. Imbalance of the factors, that means if the imbalance is happening with the shock absorption or otherwise with the structural stability, these are some of the factors people keep complaining about. I am having only one-sided shoulder pain, or otherwise the continuous mid-back to lower back junction pain, one-sided low back pain because of the postural scoliosis, or otherwise they started developing the degenerative disorders. These are particular things are happening because of the repetitive stress injury, can be repetitive motion injury, or can be the cumulative trauma disorders, or can be musculoskeletal disorders, which you can prevent by just the evaluation by the fitness exercise medicine point of view. The second is by simply giving the corrective postures at the workstation and even at their home purpose. That means you have to correct their activities of daily living, where those people are into the continuous rest and can get the complete rejuvenation of their body. And these things you can avoid by maintaining the good fitness level of that particular person. Whenever we consider the musculoskeletal disorders which are associated and which are interrelated, most of the people complained about the neck pain, mid back pain, lower back pain, or the stiffness. Stiffness is the first symptom that patient is going to come to you, and then the second is going to be the pain. Can be sometimes just a cervicogenic headache. There is no deficiency of the vitamin B12, D3, serum uric acid, serum calcium, or the electrolyte balance, or the hemogram. But that person keep complaining about the headaches. There will be no damage to the cervical spine, or any kind of a spinal issues are not there. Or otherwise, there will be, you can go for an assessment of any kind of a neurological conditions as well, or the stress factor. If the stress factor is there, definitely ergonomics comes into play. If the generalized headache, which is non-idiopathic, there will be no cause, then you can correct it with the strengthening by the fitness level. Along with the same, you have to apply ergonomics way, so that that person will be into a complete resting and a peace of mind of that particular posture, and that particular problem is going to get reduced, and you can treat that particular condition with the exercise therapy. A restricted range of motion. There are many people have the particular tendency to keep knuckling. Continuously, they are doing the tuck, tuck, tuck sounds of their joint, and they feel very nice, but ultimately after a few minutes, they are going to repeat the same thing. That means the restriction of that particular joint range of motion has started already happening. If my previously muscles were not showing that much stiffness, automatically I was into the complete peace. My muscles were completely okay, and I was completely into that particular task. I was not doing these kind of an extra activities which is putting more strain on my muscles. But right now I'm doing it. That means the restriction of the range of motion has started happening. So when you're taking an assessment, you have to keep noticing this small thing what your patient is doing in front of you. The shoulder pain, epicondylitis, carpal tunnel syndrome, knee discomfort, cramps and the numbness, or the adult flat feet. These are some of the factors which are associated with the musculoskeletal disorders. Can be because of the wrong postures, or can be because of the lack of fitness. So those things you can correct it, you can identify, evaluate, and then automatically the quality of the work will get improved. You'll be able to save more money of that particular company, even for that particular patient. The duration of the work he has to spend on that particular task, for the hours and hours, that person will finish that task very fast. The energy expenditures will be less, and as well as the productivity of that person is increased. So automatically for the next time, if he is facing any condition, he is going to visit your clinic very often. Always I tell to my patients and also to all the students as well, work smarter, not harder. If work smarter, not harder, this is a simple particular sentence, but it has its own meaning. Working smarter, not harder, that means you just have to understand, you have to work in an ergonomic way. There are work surfaces area in the daily routine, in the throughout your life you're going to face is only with the precision, light, and the heavy. These are the three differentiations of the particular task. So precision work, that means the height is going to be 95 to 120 centimeter. That means about the umbilicals you are going to maintain. So the utmost on priority, you just have to learn a good angling of the elbow. Your angle of the elbow should be 45-degree. That means your hands at the side of your body. You are going to lift your elbows up to 45-degree. Your all the body posture should be neutral. And if the bending work of the spinal cord is required, you have to bend forward from the hips instead of your spine, and make sure that angle you are going to maintain is the 45-degree for the all kinds of precision work. Whenever we consider the precision work, the main important joint is going to play is your fingers. That means the small joints are going to get activated, wrist, even the elbow. The light work is going to be the angle of the elbow is 90-degree. That means you're going to make your shoulders, your elbow, and your wrist, everything is at the 90-90 position. You're going to stand by taking the distance between two legs shoulder width apart. The height of that particular work surface should be below umbilical levels. Then only it is possible for you to maintain it 90. If it is too high, but that work surface area requires to maintain the elbow angle 90, again the bending is from the hip, never from the spine. The heavy work is more than 90. That means simply all I can say, the any household core is light work. Any precision work, that means reading, writing, working on the laptop, working on the smartphone is a precision work. Heavy work is lifting the bucket with the full of water or any heavy object at the time of working, like a carpentry work. There are repetition tasks are going to come. There are heavy stuff they have to lift. So that time the elbow angle is going to be more than 90. Always remember the workstation designing and the workstation surface area you're going to design based on the elbow height, that person's height, as well as the workstation height. You are going to assess three, and then only you are going to submit your report. Along with the same, you are going to start working on the muscles which are going to get activated. Whenever you are going to be in the musculoskeletal disorders or the non-communicable diseases the person is complaining with, and they want the complete solution for that, these are the simple tips you can tell to your patients is a work in a neutral posture. Never exaggerate your shoulders like a chest out position. It shouldn't be the bending position. It is always in the neutral. Reduce excessive force and repetition. That means you can start working on the tools which are requiring them to hold it with the complete forceful grip, so that automatically the grip strength and the grip forces will be reduced, and you will be able to make that person to do it in the more repetition also without any causing micro traumas to the spine or the muscles. Keep everything in the easy reach and at a proper height. Every time, always remember, every 45 minutes, you have to warm up your one body muscle. That means the desktop stretches which are available easily on the internet. You can tell them, you can perform those exercises. Soon I'm going to also post my video on the YouTube channel. You can go there. You can learn those exercises with the corrected way, with the corrected postures, and with the corrective repetitions. That automatically keeps your body and your muscles warm. Warm means that particular body part is start going to get an ample amount of blood supply to avoid any further damage in the future. Minimize static unsupported postures and the pressure points. Unsupported postures and the pressure points you can avoid by, if the in the sitting postures, the one example is that by using a good lumbar support pillow, good ergonomic chair, or by giving them a memory foam pillow which is going to adapt your shape instead of putting the pressure on your spine. Use the proper lifting techniques and the lift aids. That means the lifting techniques and the lifting aids, everything has to be designed according to the ergonomic point of view. And you're going to train your patients, or you're going to train your employees where you're conducting the ergonomic training according to the point of view of ergonomics, their height of the workstation, their height, as well as the angles which I just mentioned right now to you. Ask for the assistant when the difficult task. There are many people have that tendency. They never ask for the assistant. They are particularly if they are working in the team, and they are completely reluctant to ask for any kind of an assistance from any person. So just whenever you're going to the training part, you have to make sure that particular team you are going to train in that way also. They are going to be in the complete teamwork. They are not going to isolate themselves alone. If something is happening, you have to tell that particular person into the HR department that particular specialties and expertise are also present in that particular industry. So automatically that isolation part is going to get developed into the teamwork. There will be the more benefit that person as well as the institution is going to get. Take the micro breaks. That means the stand, stretch, changing of the task you can do. Do the task differently. That means if the standing work you're going to do it continuously, you can switch it to the sitting, you can sit to the stand to the walk, can be the stair climbing. So keep switching, keep the micro breaks. You can have the water break, you can have the eye blinking break, you can have the music break. There are n number of jazz music, soft musics are available, which automatically reduces your stress on your spine, as well as in your body muscles, as well as in your brain. You can learn the different Reiki techniques, the spiritual healing, those many things, as well as the stretching things, which is definitely the part of your exercise medicine fitness part, which you can do it at your home as well as even in your desktop stretches in the office. Maintain the comfortable environment. That means the body temperature as well as your work environment as well as your exercise environment has to match with the proper vitals of your body. The vitals, that means your pulse rate, your heart rate, and even the respiratory conditions rate. Those things you have to assess, and based on that assessment, everything you have to tell that patient or the person to maintain. In the industrial setup, the optimum temperature is going to maintain. By the industrial area, you just have to give them this is particular thing, that particular task those people are doing. Their body temperature is generally getting maintained like this, and you have to design the protocols accordingly. What are the potential solutions for that particular thing? The potential solutions can be the training, can be the engineering, can be the task modifications, can be the task rotation, the physical fitness issues, the postural awareness, and the employee's particular emotional imbalance or the hormonal imbalance. So those particular points you have to take in consideration. Based on that, you have to give them the solutions. Like training solutions, that means ergonomic solutions you have to teach each and every person when you're going into the training, or otherwise the person is coming to your clinic, whether that person is complaining of the frozen shoulder also, but that person is into the banking industry, they have to understand how to work in the bank with the corrected postures. This is simple an example which I'm giving for the training solutions. Engineering solutions, that means if I recently did one of the industry where the chairs were completely into the arc point. This was an exaggerated arc, that means the exaggerated C shape was given by that particular engineers who have designed that particular chair. But because of that, even the pregnant ladies and even the other people who are sitting on that chair, they started developing the back pain, and the edges of that particular table were so sharp, they were started developing the carpal tunnel syndrome. So there the employees has to understand how to make themselves fit. But end of the result, this is comes under the engineering solutions, the task modifications and the task rotations. And then the physical fitness issues, you have to give them the proper physical fitness report. That means which is the exercise medicine part, the correct dosages of an exercise based on the intensity, frequency, and the individualized particular profession or individualized particular capacity of that pathological condition of the patient. The postural awareness is definitely the training only with the physical postures. That means the sitting, standing, walking, jogging, along with stair climbing. Those are the basic posture setting and the dynamic. You have to train them and you have to tell them how to implement in their daily routine. The employees are going to be in the team or otherwise the one employee you are training. You need to understand the requirements and give them the potential solutions. That means if the person is using a laptop, the application of the elbow angle is going to be 45 degrees. But if the person is using a desktop, the keyboard and the mouse has to be at the 90 degree of the elbow angle. So based on that kind of a thing, you have to design your potential solutions, give it to the employees. Attitude has to be always treat ergonomics as a baseline, not a ceiling. That means whenever the person is coming to you, make sure you have your ergonomic history ready first. Then basis on that, you are going to ask about the fitness history. That means the physiotherapy point of view. The third is going to be the exercise medicine point of view. Then make it as a core value, not a program. That means you have to make sure that you're going to tell your patients, first correct your postures and in the corrected postures, strengthen your muscles. That means it is not going to be the program like, these many sessions for the ergo, these many sessions for the physio. No, it is the first core value of that particular treatment of that particular condition. You have to train them accordingly. You have to understand the basic root of that particular cause. You correct it and then strengthening by the physiotherapy or the exercise medicine fitness point of view. Make it a proactive behavioral approach. That means you are going to give them the particular keynotes which they are going to take it at their home. You are going to tell them to activate, and on the daily basis, like I did with my patients, they keep taking the pictures of the corrected postures and they submit it to me every a week or something, either via mail, either by they come personally or otherwise on the WhatsApp. So that if something is going wrong, I automatically able to correct their postures, because at a one time I take only one patient. So it is very easy for me to correct their postures as well. So whatever is happening in their life, you can correct it from the root and automatically you will be able to give them the 100%. Create a caring culture that is active. Develop a process that is sustainable. Always give the solutions which are actually implementable. Like simply the foot rest is an extra investment for the employees. If the company is not going to do it for them, tell them to use a dustbin which is with the rounded shape, so that they'll be continuously activating their interossei muscles. And even at the same point of time, there will be a complete support system for the leg, even for the spine. And without the lack of support, the how much the distraction of that brain was happening, which is now not happening, because the feet are supported, automatically the whole posture is going to come into the neutral. Strive for the continual improvement. Evaluate your ability to change. That means you have to keep taking the follow-ups. Like we are doing the industrial training. That time people go only for the one session. They give the sessions only with the PPT presentations or something. Never do that. Always evaluate. Try to take the follow-up sessions for that particular industry, so that the people who are not improving also, you will be able to improve them in the corrected way. If the hammering of the postures, hammering of the particular fitness protocol is going to be there, definitely we all can contribute to the WHO's particular achievement, a particular goal for the 2025, to make each and every country a more active country. And we all will be the contributing factors for them. So we'll be definitely feeling proud for that particular thing, because as a physiotherapist, this is our main motive, to make our patients active. Commonly get used and a helpful checklist, which I mentioned just now to you, that these are the checklists, you can note it down. The job strain index, the proposed method by the Moore and the Gar, the revised NIOSS 15 equation, the Snoop push and pull tables, the rapid upper limb assessment, the rapid entire body assessment. That means the Rula and Reba, which are easily available on the internet. Even the Snoop nowadays is available on the internet, which you can go for it. Okra is still not available. I have attended that conference and I have submitted my checklist also. So it's an Okra by the Enrico Orthopathy and Calvonia software, which you can give them a request and you can buy, which is from the Italy. These are one of the best softwares, and the checklist right now I'm using it. I'm practically implementing it in my work and giving me a wonderful results, and more ergonomic trainings and the assessment and everything which I'm able to give them with the more accuracy. There is a Dr. Fit software for the people who are using the exercise medicine as a particular in their particular clinic setup. So Dr. Fit has a full assessment report which you can directly submit it to the patient's WhatsApp or the email. So the whole assessment report will be with you as well as with the patient. So when the person is coming next to you for the obesity or for the diabetes or any kind of a hypertensive condition which is associated with the postural, that means the musculoskeletal disorders, the 100% result you will be able to show them with the Dr. Fit software assessment tool. The next time you can have to go for that again assessment, the result will be visible to you, because I am that much confident enough right now. I'm using everything, because when the patient is getting the visible result on the fat reduction or the fitness level, it will be a benefit which is add-on factor to your clinic purpose. This is one of my clinic main motive, that every day has a 1440 minutes. Be active. This is my clinic name, is make sure that you are going to make yourself and even your patients or the employees for the active for the 30 minutes. Any doubts? Thank you so much. Now I'm coming back to the Zoom. Yes.
Thank you, Dr. Aditi. Thank you, Dr. For your excellent presentation and an explanatory presentation on the given topic. Ma'am, you might have received some of the queries on your chat section or something.
Okay, so yes, chat. Yeah, there is a chat. Click on admit all, ma'am. Bit slow.
Okay.
Okay.
Not an issue.
Attendees can write their queries in the chat section. Okay. Yes.
Okay, if anyone having any query, they can unmute themselves and they can ask their query to Dr. Aditi.
Any questions?
Ma'am, I am having one query regarding the ergonomical thing.
Yes, sir.
You must be consulting or you must be arranging various camps and workshops at the IT sector.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so uh, I have been seeing them, or there are some relatives of mine who have been working with the Infosys and Wipro.
Okay.
So their situation is like they have been continuously working right from morning 8 a.m. to till 9 p.m., 10 p.m. because they have to
Right.
correlate with the US and UK timing and all those things.
Right.
So in those particular situation, what will be best for them to have a good health, good posture, and good mental health?
So whenever we are considering as an individual growth, or just now you mentioned about the big company's name, whenever the companies have to get corrected with the ergonomic point of view, like even the one question has arisen that how to do the ergonomic assessment. So that both the things I'm going to answer simultaneously. The first important part that HR should apply, approach to us. They want to conduct the ergonomic training or ergonomic evaluation. Based on that, they are going to go ahead with that particular setup. So they approach us. Based on that, we have to go. We have to have the checklist, which I just mentioned to you, like Rula, Reba, or otherwise the assessment part, which you have to do it there. After, based on the assessment, if they are using a laptop or the computers or other any industrial setup tool, then with that time it is going to be directly assessment on the work floor. That means the workstation, like height of the table, the chair height, even the person who is sitting, the feet are supported or not. Along with the same, the atmospheric pressure, how they are getting the maintaining, even the light which is getting the company has provided. That means the light is coming from the vertical or the horizontal. Then the environment which is outside. That basic thing which we have to assess. Based on that, definitely ergonomics is a vast field. These are the basic points which I'm telling you. The way actually the people who are entering can go and observe. Then based on that, you have to submit your checklist with them. Whichever you have designed, I have combined all the things, and whichever I find out according to the industry, I submit it to the people. The HR take the whole evaluation. Based on that evaluation, we find out the complaints of that patient. Based on the complaints, first we design the exercise protocol for all the people who are into the pain or who are into the not having pain. That means it is going to be applicable to all the more. If the person who is coming to you individually in the clinic, you are going to tell them these are the picture study you have to bring it. That means the first is going to be the workstation picture, then how they are using their workstation, then how they are sleeping, sitting, standing, walking, jogging, the activities of the daily living picture. I have prepared one checklist for that also, that I submitted to the patient. They bring those picture study. Based on that, my PPT I explain. Along with the same, we take the practical sessions, and along with the same, you have to correct with the physiotherapy point of view. For the stress management, there are many stress relieving the techniques are there. That means relaxation therapy. There are n number of relaxation therapy with the musical therapy, or the muscle relaxation contraction therapy with the instruction therapy, can be with the diabetic patients and all. Those things you have to apply, and you can implement in the daily basis, and this is how you have to do it. The assessment is also by you, the designing is also by you, the training is also by you. Can be the employees for the particular company, or can be an individualized session.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. I got
Thank
my
you so
answer
much,
I
sir.
wanted.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. Is there a chat? It was well explained session. Thank you so much. Somebody has written it was a well explained session, and I got much more point about ergonomics. Thank you so much.
And ma'am,
Yes,
in
I
your
guess I have Shwetal Patel also is convinced with how ergonomic assessment has to be done. Yes, Ms. Dr. Shwetal, is all okay with you? The answer. Any more questions you want to ask me?
ma'am, I have one query. In your introduction part, you have mentioned that defense you are working with the defense personnel or defense energy or something like that.
Yes. Defense, that means we don't have that authority to display the actual institutions'
Okay.
names and everything. But defense, that means I just shown the multidisciplinary approach. Right.
Okay,
In
fine.
the multidisciplinary approaches can be the engineering tools or can be the designing along with the industrial training, and for the engineering student as well who are working in the defense mechanism.
Okay.
They
Fine.
have their own protocols for the ergonomic way. They have that one particular subject. I mean, every engineer has that ergonomics in their protocol nowadays. I'm going for the design engineering and even for the defense engineering for that particular thing only. See how ergonomics is applicable in their daily routine and how they have to implement it.
Okay, ma'am. Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay. Is there anyone yet who wants to ask the query to the ma'am? Okay. Thank you, Dr. Aditi. Thank you, ma'am, for your excellent presentation. And
Thank you
we
so
are
much.
very happy to have you as our today's webinar speaker. We'll be looking
Thank you
forward
so much.
to
And I am
more and
really sorry if I'm too fast for you all. I was into my own tempo of telling all these things because there was no communication. It is just a one-to-one session was going on.
not an issue, ma'am, not an issue. That is what I
Okay.
always tell to my students, that if you listen to people of different states, different country, you will come to know, or your mind will start thinking in a faster manner, because in Gujarat we do have tendency to speak at little less speed.
Right.
But
And
at the,
in this setup, when this is one of the important factor I would like to share with all the doctors who are attending here and the future doctors also. Like when you are into the corporate industry, every minute has its own value. So if I am giving there for the 15 minutes also, we charge that much. So you have to give that 100% of yours in that 15 minutes to 1 hour. So those many counts are going to get added in your bank account. So based on that, you have to make sure that your speed has to be there, your personality has to be there, the presentations also has to be there.
yes, exactly, ma'am. Totally agree with whatever you have said.
Yes,
Okay,
thank you so
ma'am.
much,
Thank
sir.
you for your presentation and
Thank you
sparing
so
your
much,
time
sir.
for us.
Yes, thank you so much, sir.